morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hopefully, whether you like daylight saving, like standard time or not, I hope you enjoyed your extra hour of sleep. Uh, Happy November 6th, 2 days before Election Day in the United States. Big weather day here in the Carolinas as we head toward today and into tomorrow, as we could be nearing some records. So, let's get right to it. Areas, of course, of clouds and a little bit of light rain this morning. I know this is kind of a nuisance for a lot of you. So I do apologize, of course, for maybe not the best start to your Sunday, but we're just tracking areas of scattered showers as we kick off your Sunday morning. Really, the heaviest rain for the most part this morning has been west of 77 and really north of 85. You can see a few downpours there on the northwestern side of Lincoln County right now, over toward Cleveland County, Gaston County. Again, areas of green have been more abundant than the areas of moderate rain, shaded in the yellow and oranges. But watch out for a few spotty downpours this morning. It's definitely a possibility. Again, mainly north and west of Charlotte's city center. A few downpours as well. You can see the light to moderate rain there in parts of southern Alexander County, Sherrills Ford, a little bit of light rain there, and some showers, pretty light and scattered in nature toward Davidson, Huntersville, toward the Cornelius area. And then a few light to moderate showers too in York and Chester counties. But really, other than Union County, I feel like a lot of counties west have not seen much activity this morning. How are you feeling after falling back? Hopefully, like you got a good hour of sleep. Let us know in the comments, of course. Scattered showers again continuing this morning with areas of clouds, but you'll notice that by about 3, 4, 5, and eventually through the overnight hours, we are going to clear. Now, we are still going to be really warm, even with the clouds this morning. 78 is the forecast high. There's a chance we could get even a degree or two warmer than that. It was only 68 overnight, which just goes to show how warm we are. So 68 for a low temperature. Our normal high temperature for November 6th is 66. So we were warmer than the normal high at night. Very, very abnormal with this above average heat actually continuing into Monday as well. Now, thunderstorm chance, it's a low risk for just some general thunderstorms. Essentially, what this means is no severe weather. So a few claps of thunder, a little bit of isolated lightning, but really it is not a high risk as we have throughout today. But just be prepared for that if you have outdoor plans. I'm going to break this down for you throughout future chat because I really do agree with this model a lot. We have those downpours again, mainly northwest of Charlotte through about the 11, 12 o'clock time frame. Eventually, some of these do shift further east toward Charlotte, even further east there toward Anson County, Richmond County, Chesterfield County, over toward Rowan, Stanley counties. But really, most areas are dry by 5 p.m. By 5:24, which is sunset, we are largely dry. But of course, a lot of folks not too happy, right, about the fact that we are seeing those earlier sunsets. So it won't be the most ideal day just because of the rain and the earlier sunset. But right, we've seen worse and we've seen better. This afternoon, of course, into the evening hours as we do dry out. I'm trying to get this model data to progress. There we go. You will notice a few more clouds building in overnight. That'll allow for the chance for some patchy fog and maybe even some light drizzle, but it's not going to be a high rain chances heading into your Monday. Really, the biggest thing Monday is going to be the warmer temperatures. Again, yesterday we were at 80 degrees, today 78, but tomorrow I'm forecasting 81. Not only would that shatter the record of 78, which was set back in 1938, but 81 would put us at 15 degrees warmer than normal. So this above average warmth, again, it has been a little bit more prolonged the past few days. We are eventually going to kind of flip the script. And by the end of the 10-day forecast, you might be begging me again to be forecasting the 70s. So if you like the warmth, definitely enjoy it while you can. So my pick of the week is actually going to be on Tuesday. That's because tomorrow we're 81, partly sunny. Tuesday, look at this. We are sunshine, 70 degrees. That's still warmer than normal, but not quite as warm as we have been. And the 70-degree temperature comes with lower humidity. Even tomorrow will still be a touch on the muggy side. So again, picks of the week are always right, in my opinion. Hopefully you like 70 and sunshine, but that's kind of looking at Tuesday. Really great day for election day. So hopefully you're able to get out and vote. Definitely encourage everyone to do so if they, of course, are able to vote in this election. Of course, our voice always matters. Tropical development, let's talk about it. And actually, we're not just talking about it because I should, right? As a meteorologist, we're actually talking about it because this could actually impact the Carolinas as we head toward the latter half of this upcoming week. So, first things first, I want you to look at the north. I guess center to northeastern side there of the Atlantic Ocean, the little area that kind of looks like it curves away. That is not an issue for us here in the Carolinas. It's not an issue for the United States. Could cause some higher beach conditions, rip currents, things of that nature. Over toward Ireland, the UK by late next week. That is not a concern for us. The one that I'm eyeing is the area of widespread showers and thunderstorms. You can see the clouds. It's over toward Puerto Rico. You see where San Juan is. It's that area with the X just north of there. That kind of looks like it has a track eventually heading toward the Florida Peninsula. That is going to become likely our next named storm. The other one may beat it. The name is not a concern as of right now. This is likely going to be impacting the state of Florida by the middle and end of this week, bringing areas of heavy rain, dangerous beach conditions, potential beach erosion along the East Coast, elevated rip currents, all those things. Now, eventually, these risks will shift up toward the Georgia coast and the Carolina coast. Now, even inland, we are going to see impacts from this. However, exactly where it goes, still a little bit of a question mark. So I plotted on these areas of lows, the little L's, to show you kind of the difference between the American and the European model. These two models have had a lot of discrepancies the past few days. Latest model runs have been in a slightly better agreement. What that tells me is that even multiple days out, the fact that there's good agreement, that's likely a sign that the system has a general better idea of where it's exactly going to go. So this is Sunday afternoon. You can kind of see the low exact positioning is a little bit funky there near Puerto Rico. But as we get closer to Monday and even into Tuesday, these lows are basically on top of each other there in the Western Atlantic. Now, once they are there, they're going to feed off some of those warmer temperatures in the West Atlantic. We really haven't had a lot of systems so far this year develop in this area. So still a lot of that warmth is largely untapped. Now, we do get cooler in the Atlantic as we get into November, but official hurricane season lasts until November 30th. So we do still have to watch it. The reason why you might have heard myself or other meteorologists talking about tropical or subtropical development is that this could become what we call a hybrid system. Essentially, it's any tropical system that doesn't solely have tropical characteristics. So maybe it's merged with the front, maybe it's largely driven by other factors that aren't a warm core or warmer than normal ocean water temperatures. The difference between the two is kind of semantics in terms of our impact. So not too concerned about that, but we do want to talk about where it's going. So eventually it likely will become at least a depression over the next few days, tropical depression or subtropical depression. And then it will eventually head toward the state of Florida. You can see by about Thursday and into Thursday afternoon, the low is pretty much right over the state of Florida. Again, these are average model runs that run every few hours. These could shift in exact intensity and positioning. We know this, right? We talk about it a lot with tropical systems. This one is no different. Really, when in terms of the impact, it still remains the same, really, regardless of where it goes. A lot of these models have kind of shown it. You saw they're going over the state of Florida, kind of popping almost back into the northeastern Gulf of Mexico and then taking that northeasterly track. As it does so, you could kind of see it tracking up the Georgia and Carolina coast by Friday and into Saturday. And then the positioning of Saturday kind of splits a little bit. But again, it's pretty good agreement overall, especially multiple days out. So what this tells me is that the state of Florida, again, I just told you their impacts, dangerous beach conditions, rip currents, beach erosion, heavy rain, gusty wind. We're likely going to see similar impacts here in the Carolinas, especially along the coast. But watch the progression as we go through the next few days. No rain for the state of Florida Wednesday. Or really Tuesday night. Wednesday morning it starts. They see their best rain chances Thursday and into Friday, but notice how the rain kind of expands. At this point, Friday at noon, the low is still kind of over the state of Florida, but we're getting that warm, moist air kind of streaming in from the Atlantic, and that's going to push all of this rain and moisture closer to not just the coastal Carolinas, but even into Charlotte. So if this does come to fruition and the models don't see a crazy, crazy change in exact timing, we'll likely see our rainiest day on Friday. Unfortunately, that is Veterans Day. I know there's a lot of parades and things like that planned. If you are in one, planning one, you definitely need to keep a close eye on the forecast. We will not only see steady rain, but even pockets of heavy rain and breezy conditions. I think for the most part, those are mainly our inland impacts. But even areas toward the coast will see those same impacts and the same thing as the state of Florida. rip currents, dangerous beach conditions where most people are not at the beach anyway, right when it's raining. But this could cause beach erosion, things of that nature too. So if you have friends and family along the coast of the Carolinas too, make sure they are aware of that. Excuse me, everyone. I think I have to sneeze. Oh, no, it's gone. There you go. Okay, so this is Friday afternoon again. Watch though, it kind of pulls away from the state of North and South Carolina by Saturday, even Saturday morning. And as it does so, it's going to create kind of the same conditions toward the New England states. So by Saturday, especially in the afternoon, it does look like our overall risk of rain is mostly wrapped up. But after this happens, we are going to have really, really cool, if not cold air streaming in from the north and northwest. Canadian air starts to filter in. This will not only put us cooler than we have been, but colder than normal even for this time of year. So our normal about 66, we've been 10 degrees above it. We could be as much as 10 degrees below it as we end the 7-day forecast and extend into that 10-day forecast. So be prepared for those changes. Long range models even indicate there's a little bit of a wintry mix chance over toward those northwestern counties. This is again by the early part of the weekend. So we'll be eyeing that opportunity too over the next few days. So I know that was a lot of information. I just kind of wanted to work everyone through that. I know folks, especially who have friends and family, like myself, as many of you know, we've talked about it a ton. Moved here from Fort Myers. The state of Florida, especially Southwest Florida, is still really rebuilding from what happened with Ian. So a lot of these folks do not want the consistent heavy soaking rain. The tropical system potential makes them nervous. It's totally understandable. But if you have friends and family in that area, just make sure they know that one, this will not be an Ian situation, and that two, that they just need to be prepared for those breezy conditions, gusty winds, and then if they're along the East Coast, they should prepare for those dangerous beach conditions too. So locally, again, record heat possible tomorrow, partly sunny. We're dry this afternoon after the rain wraps up by about 4 o'clock. Tuesday, perfect weather. I mean, look at that forecast, 70 and sunny. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning looks to be the coldest of the week with temps in the lower 40s. And then we bring back in that low wind rain chances Thursday afternoon and evening. The tricky thing about tropical systems is that one small little shift right to the west or east could really impact the forecast in terms of rain and wind, even here in the Charlotte area. So right now I'm keeping that low wind rain chance Thursday afternoon just to indicate that things could shift back, but it is looking better for Thursday night football at Bank of America Stadium against the Panthers and the Falcons. Friday, again, still looks to be our rainiest day, and then we will see some of those showers Saturday morning before generally clearing throughout the afternoon. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining the stream this morning. If you were with us yesterday, you know that we did a stream about the rocket launch. If you missed it, or even you got up early, that was scrubbed just before 5:50 this morning. There was actually a fire alarm that was tripped or tipped off for some reason. Uh, at least as of now, I haven't received an update from our executive producer as to if they know what tripped it. Folks had to evacuate the control room, the building, and then they were unable to get back in time actually for the launch to take off as scheduled at 5:50. So they've actually rescheduled that for 5:27 tomorrow morning. So 5:27 a.m. on November 7th. The sky conditions here this morning were really cloudy, so I don't think a lot of folks in the Carolinas would have been able to see it if it took off as planned. So if you really wanted to get up and watch it, tomorrow morning will be a lot better in terms of forecast. Partly sunny in the morning. Again, that timing was 5:27 a.m. So if you like rocket launches, try to see that. You'll be still looking to the same place toward the north and east. Toward Wallops Island, Virginia. Want more on the forecast, you can tune in tonight. We do not have a 6 o'clock newscast, but your very own chief meteorologist Brad Panovich is actually filling in for KJ Jacobs, and he'll be on tonight at 11 o'clock. We have an hour during Sunday Night Football. And then, of course, Wake Up Charlotte will be back at 4:30 a.m. Monday morning with our very own Larry Sprinkle. So hopefully you guys are able to tune in. Again, stay tuned for updates with that late week rain chance. We're going to be updating the forecast a lot over the next few days. But if you like the warmth, enjoy the record heat tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Sunday and happy first full week of November.